Welcome, this is Pineleaf Needles, Skirmisher of Middle-earth. And this month I'll be with my guardian. And oh, poor Sage. Poor Winds. Well, it's appropriate for her, I guess, with her name. Poor Winds is going to freeze in this because we are at the icy crevasse. In Forochel. Now, last time we were running this with my champions. This month with the Guardian. Now my Guardian currently is in... Actually, looks like I'm in tanking stance right now. Which will increase my survivability, but may slow things down a little bit. Well, let's see what happens. I decide whether or not to stay in this stance or to head off into my primary fighting stance. So this particular character, I do have two setups for this character. One of them is, of course, well, I'll go through the trait lines after this battle here. Now, in case you have not seen one of my Icy Crevasse runs before, the tricky thing here is that each time you take a control point, a stronger and stronger buff is placed upon everyone fighting in the area. Actually, this particular fight is probably just as well. It takes a bit longer because I am not doing as much damage, unfortunately, but I didn't take much damage there at all. So the question is, which is better? Offense versus defensive wise. Now damage output increases as we go along. That's for both sides, which is the tricky thing. On the other hand, while both sides become more powerful offensively, that means either side goes. So because real quick DPS race on here. Now let's see what we're fighting here. Let's see. Actually, this looks like something that I could probably be in Keen Blade and handle this group and just try to arrange for them to be inside the... Oh, I forgot! Oh! The trouble is go about changing your stance within the middle of a skirmish is, of course, changing your stance dismisses any pets that you have, since it's a characteristic. And dismissing a pet means, of course, new skirmish soldiers also. But fortunately, everyone here is staying within the spring area, and that means they're not getting the buff because they're in the warm because the Reaver's in the warm spring. Now, if I were fighting a large number of people who were had ranged weapons and therefore couldn't get them into the spring, then I would have been in tanking stance, since I need as much survivability as possible because they will be peppering me with arrows, and they'll be getting the damage bonus. The idea is if you're in the warm spring, you don't get the damage buff, but you get a healing buff instead. Unless you're a minstrel trying to heal people, that healing buff is, you know, not particularly too useful. Sometimes when I'm a warden and I stand at the edge, I go inside when I'm about to do one of my healing skills, then I go outside of it when I want to go back to damaging. But trying to get the enemy inside of it is the real trick, which actually I should be doing right now. Especially with this Daywalker Berserker here. Now, the big trouble is, of course, is my soldier there is fighting off one of those Guardaran. I suppose I could do that. That wasn't... that's so bad I couldn't even get his attention with a horse taunt. And sages are not known for being the most sturdy of skirmish soldiers. They get the enemy's attention very quickly, and if they got more than one enemy, they die fairly quickly. So I'm surprised that she managed to tank that one as long as she did. But the idea is one of the reasons Stan... Oh yes, definitely into tanking. No. I don't want to port out. I just want to... Right. Oh yes, definitely want the tanking stats for this one. These spirits, yeah, all these things that... This is like one of the worst combinations you can get concerning... Oh, and I forgot to summon my soldier again! Which is, as I said, the high disadvantage of not... Yeah, this isn't going to last very long, alright. You see, I'm in taking stance, and I'm still getting beaten up to a pulp. And I don't have any healing pots. Oh well. I gotta... Alright, I'm going down, so... Because... Hey, what is this? I have all these skills, I haven't... Oh, okay, yeah, this is not good. Oh. Is that what that does? Probably keeps me alive for a couple seconds more. Yeah, alright, that was inevitable because... Do I have any healing pots in here that I just completely forgot about? But yes, that's why you don't dismiss your soldier. Alright, anything else I can use here? So, alright, so I've got the level 90 ones. Yes, I should always... I got rid of my old potions. I updated my potions, but I never updated that so that I would have them available. Because I was desperate in need of a pot there, and if you don't keep those up to date, you will get, well, you see what would happen. Very well, I have my soldier there. I'll throw in a little extra vitality and might. Use a couple of scrolls. This may be overkill. But yeah, as I said, that was pretty much the worst combination you could get, and not to have a soldier at the same time was... Because the Echo of Death has a pretty nasty range... Well, okay. Long-range tactical ability. Constantly pounds you. So you're being pounded there. Now, of course, you can't attack the Echo Death Burst because then anyone who has anything that's not tactical is going to... There you go. Is going to have plus 100% damage as a result of the Death's Echo thing that inevitably hits you when you hit an Echo of Death. A nasty combination. Here. Oh, right. These things. Actually, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Keen Blade, remember to summon my soldier. I gotta kill all these totems here. And now we fight the shaman. And it has all these nasty... No, I don't want him to... Okay. And he has all these inductions that are really annoying to face. Uh-oh. And I got nothing to use against the... And I had absolutely nothing left to do it. So, several annoying ones. You got to decide which one you're going to stop, because guaranteed he's going to do another one right afterwards when you're on cooldown. Alright. They really like their ranged abilities. So, yeah, this is a skirmish that has a very high amount of where being able to control the location of the enemies is key. At the same time, you have little control over their locations due to the fact that half of the enemies are ranged or tactical. Actually, usually ranged. The only ones who I could think of that are really tactical was that Echo of Death we ran into. There might be some tactical abilities on the Wolfmen. Right, let's see. And of course they have a line of sight range that is ridiculous. Okay, third canyon down. Now comes the one where everybody's going to be at plus 50%. Before we face those guys, I want to face this mammoth first. Alright. So we have this mammoth here. Well, not much to say about a mammoth. It's big, it's got tusks, it has a trunk. So it does remind me we are starting to be going into West Gondor soon. Some people are accusing it of being Central Gondor, but whatever they call it, West Gondor, Central Gondor, or what. Says that we're getting closer and closer to the Hard Dream, where we may be, in a couple of updates, be running into an elephant or two, but let's see. Skirmisher, a cat, Reaver. Well, this, okay, it's this, oh, and I can guarantee that I am not going to. Alright, it's the Reaver that has me worried there. Because I'm pretty sure I won't have a soldier by the end of this. Forestborn Reaver. Forestborn Reaver and Skirmish Soldier, especially a Sage, Not a good combination for survival. Now, I can do... Actually, that is the last of our... Yeah. Hey, no, 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 no. Get off of winds. Actually, that wasn't too bad. I know it's not over yet, but it certainly went a lot better than that fight against the... In fact, I thought I missed the steam vent. Yes. That's not the steam vent. This is the steam vent. So I really should have brought him a little bit closer to the steam vent. That way, maybe I could knock down the damage. But it looks like I survived well enough, so can't complain too much about success. But I do want to be in damage mode for the boss fight. Bring in winds. Now, the boss fight can, well, double elites. Tag team elites, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Now, in Tier 1, they do not get the bonus that everybody else in the skirmish gets. That was the one adjustment they made when they decided to, well, let's say when they're trying to think, okay, is there anything they could do to maybe make it a little bit easier without killing the challenge of it, and they decided, alright, Tier 1, make bosses so that they don't get that buff, which, if you've ever done Icy Crevasse in a group, you know, it can be really tough in a group because you have this full wave of mobs coming in whenever the boss comes in, so you're fighting him plus a whole group of mobs there. So I thought, alright, we'll give you a little break, and yeah, it's only a little bit of break. But you can still have your challenge if you're at Tier 2. It's very definite. Okay, gotta stay out of the green stuff. Yeah, so you know, like it's pretty useless me bringing him here. But of course, if you were one who preferred to do it Tier 2 or Tier 3, then bringing him to this location is probably a good idea. In Tier 1, it's pretty much unnecessary. But it's a habit I developed in the early days because originally in the skirmish, the bosses did get the bonus. You'd want the bonus in higher tiers, and of course, you also have the other mobs within the skirmish who have that particular advantage. So therefore, I'd say it's probably not worth the trouble of breaking the habit of trying to maneuver the bosses into the steams for that reason, even though it's completely unnecessary in Tier 1. Alright, and this is the right. Now the reason I'm hoping that the reason I'm in DPS stances, I'm hoping to be. Uh-oh, gotta get out of there because he heals if he hits me. While I'm in the green stuff. All right, good. He's down now. Now, while the bosses don't get the bonuses, I do, so I want to stay out of the steam area, unless, of course, I'm intending to heal. This is, of course, another reason why you might want to fight near the steam area, just so that you can duck in, heal yourself, and duck yourself out. Alright, good. That is the icy crevasse. It wasn't the most successful run because I did have that really nasty run with the Echo of Death and Company, where I had my battle without my skirmish soldier. I suspect if I had my skirmish soldier, she would have gone down quickly, but maybe would have lasted long enough. Now, of course, my other problem was that I had never put my morale pots into buff bars, so I couldn't click on one when I needed it. And perhaps I still don't know the abilities of the Guardian well enough, because you would think that there should be a self-heal in here somewhere. Oh, well, okay, that Juggernaut's what allowed me to last a little bit longer. But I would think that there will be some stagger. That there would be some abilities here that might have been able to help me to survive longer. But I'm not a natural guardian, so I don't remember all those items. Now, of course, I guess you could say I could have lasted longer with an herbalist, but then herbalist plus tanking stance is not good for solo runs. But that's it, and we'll see you next time in our next episode of Skirmisher in Middle-earth.